try to go over the general stuff that I'm doing in this project a little bit early, and then we can get started. So, hello. For those who don't know who are joining me for this Solasta stuff, who don't know me from previous games, my name is Mac Marcotte. In game stuff, I tend to be Walibo. I've also been, you can see, I think right here, Truth Fairy a lot of the time. I think that's what I'm using on Steam right now. My background includes a lot of card games, especially Legends of Runeterra, where I've like ranked in tournaments and quite high on the ladder and stuff. A ton of tabletop role playing, where I've written amateur stuff for and like DM'd a lot and all kinds of stuff. Nothing professional though. And yeah, also just like a bunch of eclectic. I'm getting my PhD in philosophy. I've done stand-up comedy. I have a whole crazy background. But none of that matters. The important thing is that we're going to be playing Solasta, Crown of the Magister, specifically all of the user-generated dungeon content. So right now you'll see here we're on the Steam workshop for the game Solasta. And what the workshop is, there's mods as well, and I'll talk about that in a moment. But the workshop implementation is all user-generated dungeons. And you can see there's quite a few. What I'm going to be doing is I am going to be just doing every single dungeon. So we're going to see here, Aksha Must Die 4 is the most recent dungeon as of the start of this project, which means that we are going to go all the way from... We're going to go through 105 dungeons at least. We'll see how I feel when I get to the end of what currently exists. But we're going to start all the way... I'll go to page 4 here with Caer Falcarn. Now, Caer Falcarn is made by Tactical Adventures, the same people who made this game, Solasta. So it's going to be like fairly, I think, professionally done. It is there to showcase what the workshop can do. And then from there, we're going to go into this like Green Rock Cave Foyer, Crypt of the Dead, Small Dungeon, Fane of Hathramar, and so on. Just every single dungeon that is currently on the workshop. We are going to play through all of them with commentary. I'm going to give, with my limited game design and dungeon design background, I'm going to be giving commentary on them. I'm going to be talking about, you know, how I think about how they're constructed, the experiences I am having playing them, because it'll be fun for me too to just be playing the games. I'm going to be talking about, just generally like reviewing them in a way that is intended to be constructive for mostly the people who are making these. That's like goal number one, is that I see just this amazing work that's being done, and I want to like do service to that by giving good playtest recordings for those people and information on how the playtest is going. And secondly, giving good reviews that are useful for users who want to play this stuff, which it seems like there's a lot of. You know, if you go on the subreddit or the Discord, there's a lot of people talking about, you know, okay, I'm done the campaign. What should I do now? Like, should I just play the campaign again, wait for a new one? And the answer seems to be dungeons, and people get excited about that when you explain that. So I've got, let's see if I can change my window capture over easily enough to Chrome. And that is not coming up. There we go. So I have a Google Doc. I will, what's the best way for me to share this at the moment? I'm not entirely sure what the best way to put this on the... Here, I can put it in the description, I think. No, I don't see how to do that. Okay, one second. We're going to preemptively mute this. Did it mute? Okay, it's muted. Go to my own thing, and I should be able to put the link in... if I hit edit... Title, tags, language... I guess I want bio? I haven't used this too extensively. Hopefully this displays underneath, so we're gonna grab the share link. Can comment, copy link. This is exciting stuff you're seeing right now. Okay, so it should now, if I've done that correctly, appear on here. And so yeah, what this document is I am going to be going through. You can see I've already done Tomb of Heroes, which is very well done. I strongly recommend it. I'm trying to be fairly conservative in my rankings initially, because I was blown away by this one. I thought it was really, really well done. So 8.5, that's an A. You know, I mentioned I'm doing a PhD in philosophy. Like I mark papers a lot, and an 8.5 for me is very high. And I also don't want to start giving something a 10 and then I have to start going to like 11s or something for people who do like really outlandish stuff. But I'm going to be updating this as I go through. Every time I complete a dungeon, we're going to see, probably on stream I'm going to do it, going on here, talking about what my experiences have been with it, and just updating the numbers and justifying my experience. And then at the end of this, once I've gone through a lot of these, there will be like over 100 dungeons on here that you can like sort by like the overall ranking, difficulty, the description, what level the characters are intended for, and so on, or if there's like authors you like, and all this stuff. And this will just be a good resource for the community to see what there is available to play. So I've already subscribed to a bunch of stuff in the workshop. We're just going to boot up Solasta now. And the reason I didn't start with Solasta already booted up is that I wanted to be able to show on screen the mods that I'm playing with. I think that going hand in hand with playing through user content is playing modded content. And so we are going to be running this with a few kind of just quality of life utility mods. You can also see my reviews of those in the same document. Convenient, this has come up here. So I've got just like stuff like Always Alt, the API that you need for a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to use the Tinkerer right away, but I am going to be running some of the dungeons with classes like the Tinkerer or subclasses that are on the Nexus mods site. Like the Barbarian here I've got activated. I do a little bit of Dungeon Maker stuff. That's not my main thing. That's mostly just been to be having fun with it, so I do have a tool for that. There's this stuff, which I think is like a little bit on the strong side. I'm probably going to turn this on at some point in the run, but it's starting off because I want to make my first few characters just in ways that you could make to show what's already possible. But flexible backgrounds and flexible races are like really fun mods that I recommend. Let you do like flexible races has like the Tasha's movable ability scores for races, so you can do like a highly dexterous dwarf or a really strong halfling or something like that. So that race becomes a lot more flexible of a choice. Backgrounds, same thing. Like you can just move the skills around, so you don't always need to have either a wizard or an academic in every single party. For example, you can get the Arcana skill on any character on any background and so on. So that helps for roleplay stuff, especially, or if you like want to have some good skills on a character who's still going to get like medium armor or something like that. I don't think that's too unbalanced. It's a little bit stronger than the current options. And yeah, just general utility stuff. So now that you've seen that that's what I'm running with, I want to quickly give us some music. Looks like about 18% is probably a good level for what I'm seeing on my audio levels. Maybe we'll go to 16. I want to use the in-game music just for A, because I'm worried about like DMCA type stuff, and B, because I am sort of, I'll say this for now, but we'll see if it holds up. Interested in paying attention to like the music choices that creators make and like letting them kind of do this, choose for themselves. So I've not made. There's a few characters here. The ones with like season names are what I ran through the main campaign with. I was surprised to see at the end of that it doesn't there wasn't the option that's in the Dungeon Maker to like update the character file. So I don't have these level 10 characters in here. I've just got the level 1 versions of the characters I just ran through like a 40-hour campaign with, which feels weird to me. But what are you gonna do? I've got some others that I used in a. These 4 I played through Tomb of Heroes with, so I want to hold on to them, and I might do other ones with those characters. And then these were just like I created really quick off the cuff to test the other classes. I'm gonna delete those right now though because I wasn't paying any attention when I was making the characters. So let's get started. So like I said, the first little bit of this is going to be all about running these bizarre characters through Caer Falcarn, because I expect that it's not going to be an extensively challenging dungeon, and I think that this will make it a little more interesting to watch. My methodology is going to be that I'm going to be, and I think I'm going to hold this up for all the characters I make when I'm making a party. I am going to go through. First of all, like I don't want you guys to like sit there and watch me like finagle with the character creator. We're just gonna use whatever like randomized things come together. Now that they've fixed the like dwarf beard thing, that shouldn't be a problem. And then what I'm gonna do, you can see the mods I'm using here. What I'm gonna do is choose a race and class. And background. I haven't thought about. Oh no, this one. We'll use sellsword for now. I don't think these matter for dungeons. The tags. And then I'm going to look at the scores I rolled. So you can see 16, 15, 12, 11, 10, 7. If I go back all the way, and say I picked like a halfling ranger now, who's a philosopher. So these are, every single choice I just made is different. 16, 15, 12, 11, 10, 7. The rolls are the same. So I'm not going to ever re-roll. We are going to use the rolls. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first see the roll, and then I'm going to decide what the character is going to be. Because that's the order you do it in like old school games. So that's how I want to do it. So what I'm seeing is I've got 2 good scores. And we are playing in this run, a wizard who is going to jack up strength and be our frontliner. We're going to play a cleric who's going to jack up dexterity and mainly play the role of dealing damage through archery. We are going to play a paladin whose main role is going to be supporting the team with magic. And we're going to play a fighter spell sword whose main role is going to be dealing damage through magic. And those latter 2 are both going to be high elves, so I can give them cantrips to be their main things. So with 2 good stats, I think that I want this character. So this could be our wizard. Because it's going to get us like a good strength, a passable dexterity for while it has to use medium armor, then like a good constitution as well. And I might end up doing that. Our cleric only needs a high dexterity, and our fighter only needs a high int. So we're gonna hold out for like a 17 for those, I think. And then what was our other one? Was our support caster paladin, who needs both int and charisma, because the cantrip is going to be int, and then all the support casting is going to be charisma, and also probably wants a decent constitution. I think this is going to be our paladin. I want to try for like a 13 or 14 constitution for our wizard, which is maybe a little bit greedy. I might end up regretting this, but like this isn't the best roll, so I think I'm okay giving this to our paladin. So 16, 15, 12. I haven't thought these all the way through, so you're gonna see my thinking as I go through this. So we need a +1 because I'm using the standard race rules for this stuff, we need a +1 to either intelligence or charisma, at least. I kind of like a half-elf for this. This is gonna give us, we can do something like a 14 charisma, and then like a really good con score of like 16 or 17, and then a 16 or 17 intelligence. Because the charisma's not that important. That's just spells prepared, and I went ahead on the spell list a little bit, and there's not a whole lot of like save or suck type stuff paladins get. So I think a relatively low charisma is going to be okay. I think it's going to be hard to beat half-elf, but let's quickly look through. Because I don't think anything else gets a high charisma, so it's just going to be like what gives wisdom. So we can pick an elf. Or not wisdom, intelligence, sorry. So it's, I'm remembering that I said it has to be a high elf. And that's correct. Our paladin has to be a high elf. So sorry for that annoyance. We are going to grab... Don't think it matters, because we're not using this. What's the most expensive? Not that it matters, because there's no... We can't sell anything. So I think we do want the shield on our support caster, then this is going to mostly be... we're going to keep this open, or I might... Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to choose. Longsword looks decent. I don't think we need to change that. The thing is, we're not going to have a very high strength. Oh no, that's right! We do need a high strength in our paladin. Shoot! So what we need is... That 15 goes into strength. We can put the 16 in intelligence. The 12 becomes a 14 for charisma. For no, it doesn't, because hang on. This might be a medium armor character. Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going and see if it makes sense. And if not, I can do a different character for this role. I'll try to do this relatively quick. Paladin's deity doesn't matter. We don't need anything special out of the background, I don't think, on this character. But it's going to be our highest wisdom character, so we might as well get, like, a good perception roll, I guess. I don't remember what we get from High Elf. Because I'm already used to the Tasha's rules. We already get perception. Okay, so we don't have to worry about that. So then, I think what we're going to want to do is then just look at, like, what is going to... So, insight is good, religion might be good if we're an int character. It might be good to have, like, 2 arcana or history type characters. Why do I keep thinking that this is a wisdom character? This is a charisma and intelligence character. So I think what we want... Medicine and persuasion seems decent. Let's just do this. And then, so what did I say? 16 and 15. We're going to put, yeah, it'll just be a medium armor character, it's fine. So then we don't need any, we can dump strength. And we'll do this, because con's a little bit better than the other ones. It's not ideal, but I think this is, like, good enough. And this doesn't fit a different character better. So, yeah, let's make this our support character paladin. I'm gonna double check that my class equipment is medium armor. Shoot. There's no medium armor choice. That complicates things. don't have a way to... So this can't be our paladin, because we don't have a good way to make a 13 strength happen. Unless I, like... trade around medium armor, but I also am gonna want to give my wizard medium armor right away, so I don't think that that's what I want to do. So, who can this go to, then? We can do pretty much the same thing for... Is this our wizard? This might be our wizard. Let's take a look at how this looks as our wizard. Our wizard is going to want to be, I think, a dwarf to give us... Because we're getting one of, like, some good weapons, or we're getting, medium armor. And there's none of the races get medium armor, do they? So then it kind of has to be, we need to pick a race that gives us weapon proficiencies, basically. This one will give us a battle axe, hand axe, and warhammer. This gives us a +2 to constitution, which is important. We can take a dexterity, and that's like not the worst thing. Saving throws is kind of nice because we're gonna have some defensive spells up. +1 hit point per level is probably better though. So then, what else gives us weapons? Elf weapon training. A longsword is just as good as like a warhammer. But I don't think we get enough other benefits compared to the dwarf. So it's going to be... It would be really nice to get lucky on these characters, but no, it's good. So we're gonna pick Hill Dwarf. Sort of the obvious choice, but like, you know, it's worth reasoning through it. We're gonna start with a quarterstaff because it's a strength weapon and it's also versatile. I don't think we need to change any of this. Component pouch is ideal compared to orb because you don't need to hold it. We grab the sellsword for medium armor. And so it's going to be 16 strength. Probably the 12 for intelligence. Is this what we want? The +3 to strength is nice. We're going to get a +3 to con. This might be correct. Losing 1 constitution, but having our extra armor class. Because we can't quite... It's better 1 armor class or 1 constitution. I think this is probably the way to do it. Because, like, if it's not this, we have to kind of, like, swap these, right? Gosh, is this good enough? I rolled a 16. Isn't that kind of what we're looking for with one of our other characters? She just... I'm sorry. We're gonna get to the dungeon content soon, I promise. What were my other things? Should we just make this our cleric ranger? What's more important for... yeah. Let's make this the Spellblade. So the Spellblade wants... Is there a +2 to int? Because if not, then this will be our ranger. I don't think there's a +2 to int. So yeah, this is our ranger. So our ranger, we need a +2 dexterity raise, so that can be a halfling, and then we get lucky, which is slightly better attack rolls. Constitution, swamp stuff, or charisma, or dancing. So this looks slightly better to me. Oh, and it gets dark vision, which is convenient. So it's this versus, do we want an elf for some reason? And that's, well, I guess longbow proficiency. Clerics don't get that. So this, yeah, it's got to be a Sylvan elf. Yes. Yes. And pick cleric. And we still want scale mail. That's usually going to be leather right away. And if it doesn't, we can trade off the light armor. Light crossbow looks good. We can get a short bow, but light crossbow's better initially. It also comes with the bolts. Increase back is just better. And we can pass a shield off to someone, possibly. I don't think that's gonna be useful. Okay! I went through this and I know what the right one is, but let me think about this. This one gives us martial weapons, but we already have that. We don't need that. Oh yeah, the stun. I think that battle is gonna be what we want. Let's just double check through this stuff. So this gives us shield, which is nice. This gives melee stuff and attack spell stuff. So it's not law. Life isn't gonna give us all that much. Oblivion. And lastly, insight. Yeah, I think it's gotta be a battle cleric. And then... So with medium armor, we have all the weapons that we're ever gonna need. I want lucky if we're getting all the weapons we're ever gonna need already. Halfling luck just seems worth it compared to, like, we're getting +1 wisdom with this is what we're getting, which we don't need as much. Okay. So we're a marsh halfling, we're a cleric. We're a battle cleric. And then we want to be a law keeper because it's the only one that gives perception proficiency. And we're gonna have an okay wisdom because we are a cleric. So I think that that's probably a good idea. And then here's what we do. 18 dexterity, what a good archer! We can dump strength. We can put... I think we want to have 15 in constitution, actually. Nah, this is... We'll do like this, and then the 12 in constitution is like only 1 worse than the... No, it's 2 worse than the 16. I don't want to waste my +1, right? Is +1 wisdom enough? Like, we're an archer. I don't want to, like, die. We're gonna go back. I remember that I wanted to be a low life on this character to get the Thieves' Tools. And I think I said archer, but, like, I'm gonna be okay with doing, like, the dual-wield thief thing, too. So, like, a good con's worthwhile. I want to put it in wisdom. I'm sorry. I'm not certain whether this is correct, but it feels like it's what I'm supposed to do. Anyways, moving on. These are silly builds anyways, like it doesn't matter. I guess we grab insight and medicine. Great. Spells. Guidance and light are really good. And then we maybe want to have sparkle on a... Sparkle and light is maybe a little bit too much. We don't need, like, Sacred Flame. Resistance is just bad. Spare the Dying. Spare the Dying is, like, okay. I think it's bugged right now in a way that makes it overpowered, so I don't want to, like, abuse it. I think Guidance, Light, Spare the Dying is probably our best way to go. And then Identity, I haven't thought about this stuff yet. Let's make ironic names for these characters. Your name will be Rogue. Rogue Marshlight, the cleric lowlife, is our first character for this. Next, let's just go through and see what our role is for this character. Oh man, there's a lot more middling on stuff. So this is going to be our wizard. So we've got... No, our paladin. We've got the 13 strength. We've got 2 middling good scores. Yeah, this is our paladin. We found our paladin, folks. High elf. Class paladin. Deity doesn't matter. Our background. Did we need to choose a specific one? I don't recall. I think we just were like Acolyte on this character because it's a support caster. 13 goes in strength. We're going to put a 12 plus 2 equals 14 for dexterity. We want a 15 in int because that'll turn into a 16. We want a 14 in charisma because that's our secondary casting stat. Wisdom doesn't matter for this character, and then we have a 12 in constitution. Okay. That worked out well. So this one's faster now that I know what my characters need and everything. I guess we want like athletics, and I don't think you can use these ones in dungeons, but whatever. Spells, so we have 1 cantrip we can choose. This is a support caster, so I'm going to take Ray of Frost over Firebolt, because when the support caster is doing cantrip stuff, you want it to have like secondary effects, kind of. And being able to slow characters down falls into the role of our support caster character. So this character is named Claire. Is there a way I can get an ick in here? Like, we can just... Claire ick. There you go. Our paladin cleric. Next. Let's see what we rolled. Ooh, we got a 17. Oh my god, look at those rolls. So this the 17 is what we needed for our spell sword. But I also want my wizard tank to be really good, because look what we could do with that. You put the 17 into like a constitution, you're not dying. You put a 15 into strength, and you've got enough for heavy armor, and 14 into dexterity, so that you've got enough for medium armor at the start. Like, wow, this is such a good roll. Oh my god. Like, I feel like I'm wasting it if I give it to the spell sword who wants the 17, right? Yeah, this is our wizard. You know, I care so much about this wizard concept. It's, like, the most fun one. So, like, whatever. And also, like, the wizard is our frontliner who's also going to be doing a lot of damage, so, like, as long as the wizard can hold the line and keep the spells up and everything. Spell sword for medium armor. I'm not paying any attention to these tags. Okay. Wow! Maybe I shouldn't do that. Just to put an odd number into wisdom. This maybe is a bit better. +3s to both strength and constitution. At level 4, I can increase both of them. That looks pretty good to me. So we're going to be doing a lot of good damage up until level 5 when there's no extra attack. And then... But our level 4 damage is going to be great. This is good, but is it, like, good enough to justify taking this 17 away from the spell sword who desperately wants it? Yes. Yes, it is. So... This somehow wound up being our highest wisdom character so far, so we're just going to give them good wisdom skills. And old Temarian, I guess. We've got 3 wizard cantrips. We're going to take Shadow Armor for when I run out of False Life. We're going to take Light. And... I guess at the end of the day, we still want a good int on this character, so this is actually really good that we got this for this character. Just for, like, number of spells. is what I'm thinking. And then True Stack is really bad. Sparkle's good, but maybe we'll like spread Sparkle on this character and Light on the other one. Dazzle might be okay for when we need to, like, it's just a slightly better disengage action in some circumstances. I don't like Shocking Grasp for the same role, for reasons I can get into if we want to. We've got 14 decks, so I don't want to bring a damage cantrip in. It's not, like, necessary. So... I don't know. Annoying Bee is like a utility ability, I guess, and like it isn't tied to int. I can be okay with having Annoying Bee on this character, I think. Then, or maybe what we'll do. That's not what I want to do. Maybe what we'll do is grab Chill Touch for the utility, because sometimes you are well, no, because in those fights even like you're gonna want this guy close. Annoying Bee. Annoying Bee. Okay. False Life and Shield are must grab on a tanky wizard. You're going to see False Life does a lot. That's so much HP. Protect vs. Evil and Good is situationally amazing. Mage Armor does nothing because we're already heavily armored. And then I am going to want... There's no reason not to grab the Identify and Detect Magic on the character. We can't prepare all that many spells at the start anyways. Protect Good and Evil is like a good situational one. And then I'm kind of thinking Jump, you know, in case people are building dungeons where there's like good treasure. You can't put gaps in dungeons, can you? So we're not taking Jump. It's useless. And I might actually just grab Burning Hands, just because people on Reddit were talking about running like wizards that have like good, like AoE on the front line, and we can just pretend that we're looking at like a big cleave ability or something. Just because it doesn't seem like something that's like obviously better for this specific build we're doing. Maybe like Color Spray is, but yeah, this looks pretty good. Expeditious Retreat is bugged right now. You can do like a dual wield thing and use like our second bonus action for something, I don't know what. I don't know, getting the ability to like dash. This like might unironically be something that's acceptable in certain fights. To like be able to dash because we're a dwarf and we're a frontliner. I'm gonna Expeditious Retreat, you know? It's a situational spell, this might be the situation. And Identity, Fighter. I can typing. Fighter. This looks more like Phi. Fighter. So now I wish that well, Rogue is only one. So it's whatever. So now this character, no matter what the stats we roll, this is what our spell sword is. Spell sword has to be a high elf. So fighter, where's fighter? Subclass. We're probably gonna want chainmail. The rest of our weapon choices don't matter. Background, let's just be academic for fun. I don't think there's anything we need out of one otherwise. And then this character gets to be our one who has the Arcana skill, or the Rosary. Because I think you can still craft in dungeons. Well, the character was going to be bad anyways, so... Do y'all see this roll? This character was gonna be bad anyways. This is fine. One of the characters was going to have to deal with having those terrible stats, and it's the one who is just always going to be bad. We grab Defense Style because we're not using weapons, and we don't generally want to be using our reaction to be protecting characters who are adjacent to us. Like, we're gonna probably be doing like an empty hand shield loadout, so protection is like viable, But I think I'd rather just, like, my spellcaster be staying alive. History, and I guess acrobatics, because we got, like, a decent... this doesn't matter... The spell, importantly, has to be Firebolt because we're like a damage-dealing kind of character and we're only allowed to use spells. Wizard. Y'all ready to start the actual event? It is 3:34. 34 minutes after I said the stream would start, and we are now beginning! Caer Falcarn! We're gonna order these in terms of how good they are. Where's fighter? Will be in the F. So here's our fighter. Here's our rogue. Here's our... where's Claire? Here's our cleric. And here's our wizard. Ignore these don't mean anything. Yeah... Thank you for letting me off the hook for that. It's fun! It's fun to waste a ton of time doing character creation. And I literally, when I played Divinity Original Sin for the first time, I had logged 14 hours before I started my first actual playthrough. Because I spent that long on character creation stuff. In fairness, that game is really counterintuitive, and you need to, like, get halfway through the first area several times before you understand what a viable party looks like. But it was... I'm not exaggerating. But my Steam thing said 14 hours when I finally had my characters built for the playthrough where I finally finished. Let me take some water. Take some water. Exciting new, designer drugs the kids are coming up with. It's called H20. Okay. Caverns out of Copperan have been attacked in recent months. The Stone-Fist mercenary has its hands full escorting caravans. The Synod of Copperan has hired adventurers to track down the culprits and put an end to their raids. After a couple of false starts, the adventurers have managed to follow raiders into old mines near Caer Falcarn, an abandoned Manicalan settlement at the border between the Marches and the Principality of Masgarth. So that's cool. It ties into a lot of the stuff that's in the main campaign. All the like Copperan. I went there. Hey, I know the Synod. That's a character. So that's cool. Of course, like the one that they make is going to be within their own lore, but I just like that it's like, connected to that stuff. Okay, let's quickly do the. We might end up just using this is like a versatile weapon, right? I don't think I have like a hammer or something. So our battle cleric is immediately over encumbered, so we're going to get rid of this stuff. I don't think our wizard actually use this stuff, but we're gonna anyways. So here's our rogue, starting out with a light crossbow. That's all good. We are going to use the scale mail for now. I don't think I have light armor to give up yet. We're using the chainmail on our paladin, who's gonna get rid of this javelin. The javelin is actually going to be worthwhile on this. I can't give them the shield, right? Yeah. So we have a long sword, which he can't use a long sword. So we're going to give the long sword to... Nope, it's useless here. Our high elf already has a long sword, so just our strongest character can carry it. Light crossbow's useless. We'll just give it to our like high dexterity character who can't carry it, so it goes on the ground. What else we got? The rest of the javelins can go to fighter, who's gonna have them as secondary for you can't use javelins. We're having a good start so far. Okay, let's learn how to craft stuff. Whoops. Got Pearl for Identify. Scroll of Cure Wounds. I already know this crafting option. There's no stores, so I'm just gonna drop it. We've got a Scroll of Revivify. We've got a Scroll of Revivify. There's no reason. Okay. So I'm gonna give. I'm gonna switch this to Commonarch's clothes. Then I'm gonna give the Wizard clothes to my to Witzard, and then take away the longsword. Am I gonna need a casting focus? We'll find out. So I think the chainmail I need to just drop because we don't have the ability to carry it, really. None of the characters are trying to wear heavy armor that can't currently. My rogue is going to give up the scale mail to this character who can wear it. We'll put the clothing on. And yeah, we can't use long swords and we don't have a warhammer yet, so our best weapon choice is going to be the quarterstaff. Can't use the mace anyways. And yeah, I think that sums up the things we need to do. Someone started with a crossbow who's also going to have bolts. There we go. Who did that go to? I dropped it. Clicking is hard. Have you guys ever clicked on something? It's hard. Like people make the big bucks playing first-person shooters. That's just clicking on people professionally as a job. It's hard work. Ah, the smell of caves. It smells like new adventures. Need a flaming item. I'm right here, honey.
Light, my friend.
Just, you know, in case, like, who has dark vision in this party? I wasn't paying very much attention. I think we all do. Because the Marsh Halfling gets dark vision. High Elves definitely do, and I think Hill Dwarves do. Yeah. Okay, so we don't need to worry too much about lighting. It's more, we have, like, the light spells and stuff for if that comes up. This looks like a trap. I'm gonna start using caution. Is this in the Dungeon Maker? Can you have... There is limited elevation? This tunnel is collapsed. No way through it. Okay, so there's the collapse. That's a dead end, so we're just going to keep going in the one direction that we were allowed to go. Exactly. FPS games are just clicking heads. I realize that this isn't running, I don't think, in exclusive full screen. It's a little bit smoother in full screen, and I want it to like look as good as possible while I'm streaming. But I prefer it to be a little bit less smooth and alt-tabbable when I'm not streaming. I also want to like just have the difficulties set to scavenger mode, turn off custom difficulty. I think I like had cranked it up a little bit past scavenger mode in the main campaign. But we're gonna go through this in like a standardized difficulty because that's what people designing these are gonna be like designing around. Okay, interesting little fungal stuff. I think I just heard a little bit of like goblin growling, so I'm expecting some goblins soon. Okay, so there's a thing I can interact with here. Okay, I've spotted the enemy, so I've hit my pause button. I've got it bound to like a mouse key so that I can do it quickly. And our rogue is going to try to sneak. No, stop moving. It's so annoying that like it's so hard to tell them to stop moving. So a battle started. So I was a bit too slow on the draw there, and a battle started. And I didn't get the surprise. What are you gonna do? Okay, so fighter sees that there's like more goblins over here, so I'm gonna like run forward, keep them busy. While my backline deals with this one. And I'm gonna cast... I forgot to cast False Life before, so I'm gonna do that now. You don't need to do it in combat, you want to do it before combat usually, but I'm forgetful. So you see, I've got 15... I've got like an extra level of HP right now. This is like... Like, why would I play a fighter with second win when I can have 10 HP on a wizard and then just like precast my like D10 of extra health. And yeah, we're gonna end turn
Even
there.
the dead could hear you.
It's fine, my stealth's not very good. I wasn't trying to be stealthy there. If I had remembered to do false life, then in this case I now could have like readied an attack and that would have been good. So what I want to do is use... I don't have Bless until next level, so all I can do right now is this.
Next time.
This is what the Paladin character is until leveling up. We're gonna actually be away from the Goblin because this is a ranged attack and I don't want it to be able to... These are all ranged attackers. I guess the Paladin should just be in front anyways. Rogue, the Cleric, is going to attack in the back line here. There's no like cover or anything, right? Okay. How convenient always alt is. I didn't even need to alt there.
Perfect.
See, look how, like, Clerics are good enough rogues. And then we're gonna hide her here and end turn. And now, Wizard, the fighter, is going to get advantage on Firebolt because she's such a good wizard.
That wasn't smart.
See, it works. Min-maxers hate him. This one cool trick to make every character completely viable. There was like some wonkiness with the implementation of False Life. Did you see that? It was like the -3 and like nothing updated, and then when it was his turn, it went down to 10+2. I wonder if you could like survive to the start of your next turn if you like died while ending your turn, your previous turn. I don't know what the heck I'm talking about.
You'll die anyway.
Yeah, you'll die anyway. I'm not worried. I am worried. It's okay. Everything is going just fine and dandy. Good. Okay, half cover because I'm behind this thing, so I gotta move out. And we're gonna go back.
Again, harder.
Good stuff. This is where it starts. This is probably, though, going to do less damage than... Although the existence of Shadow Armor kind of changes how to think about this. We're gonna shield. When all of our class resources are put towards just like... Yeah! That was a good hit! When all of our class resources are just there to like make the resource of HP last longer, you can kind of just consistently be like using them really early. Spacing out in case this is some kind of weird goblin that casts spells. Even though I've seen what's in the Dungeon Maker and I know that that's not possible. There's no reason to like relax the good practices, right? I just passed Wizard's turn by mistake.
You're not.
Look at that! Look how good a fighter is. Is the scimitar? Yeah, rogue is not proficient in scimitars. Okay, so there's nothing useful there. Taking this gold for no reason. More scimitars. Like, I'm not wrong, right? There's no one who can use scimitars here usefully. Okay, so we're gonna go back to... No, that's not the... I don't know why I did that. I'm gonna go back to cautious. Just try to be, like, relatively near all the walls while being cautious. So what was here? Is that... I didn't walk to it, so that seemed... There we go. Why did that happen? Okay, we'll grab an arrow for when we eventually get a longbow. Deep root lichen, and some rations are really good because no one in this party can cast Goodberry. So that's... Rations are going to be like the most... in a lot of these dungeons, the most important item. And it's actually going to be interesting to see which... Okay. So, the mushrooms are not going to give us rations. It's going to be interesting to see which dungeon creators have the forethought to put rations in the game. I might have to just make a custom dungeon that just has, like, a pile of items for when I need to, like, bring extra items into stuff. Because you're making a level 1 dungeon, not having rations makes sense, because you maybe only want the people who are playing to be able to long rest, like, once, say. And then, like, the number of rations that are in the dungeon should correlate to how many long rests they're allowed to take. Do you hear that? Behind that door, the unmistakable grunting of goblins. Okay, so that's a hint that I need to, like, make sure that I'm ready for goblins. I wish this had a longer than 1 minute cast time, but then it would not be balanced as a cantrip at all. Is this the way I came? Could I have passed through here? No. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice touch, thematically, that the, you actually see this bridge get collapsed by the cave-in that happened. That's cool. I'm sorry, I have ADHD, so this is gonna happen a lot where I have no idea what I was just talking about. Rations! Yes! The number of rations you give the party is going to be how many times you get to take long rests. And yeah, bringing a ranger with Goodberry or getting your cleric up to level 5 would take care of food needs at the cost of a spell slot. And that's gonna, like, in these dungeons, we're gonna see how valuable that is. Like, long rests are so powerful in the game Dungeons and Dragons, in SRD games like this. So being able to do that as often as possible is, like, really good. Like, Ranger is the best healing class because it gets Goodberry. So we've got a place to long rest. We've got, like, 1-ish extra ones banked. We're doing pretty okay on our resources, though. Oh, well, here. So this is what TA does, right? They just give you a ton of rations. We got 3 long rests worth of rations right now. So we probably could long rest here and it would be fine. But I want to avoid doing that at the moment. We're gonna quick save, in case I'm wrong about that. And then, like, run in and deal with these goblins. Maybe I'll do a short rest. I think I'm okay with doing a short rest. It's not safe here because there's goblins right there. We need to stop being cautious because we've already been around this area. A cool thing to see would be if, yeah, there might not even be, campfires in some of these, that's true. Hopefully... Like, I just gotta go back far enough for the... I don't like the whole, like... The way that it measures areas that are and aren't safe for short rests is not good, and I'd like to see them revamp that in the Dungeon Maker. Because you can have an area that's safe to long rest, but not short rest, and that's ridiculous. You should be able to tag an area as short rest safe, instead of looking at, like, absolute proximity of enemies. Because, like... Oh, look at that. Is Arcane Recovery a level 2 thing? Yes. Because how often are you putting monsters on, like, the opposite side of a wall or something that aren't like close, but they're gonna mess up a long rest spot? So I'd really like to see that coming out of the Dungeon Maker from the developers, a way to tag short rest locations. Okay, we're gonna move up a little bit. We've got, like, a ranged heavy party. So we're gonna start the fight by having Rogue shoot someone.
You've been detected.
So there's a lot of goblins here, so it looks like they were expecting us to, like, rest up before the fight and go for a surprise round. And then we're gonna kind of hide behind cover here and end. So these are okay. So they've got a couple of archers here. This one's an archer, that one's an archer. This is not an archer. So we're going to, I think, come up here. Yeah, let's attack this one.
No!
Oh, hi, M-Tuck, what's up? Yeah, I've been, Azarelia is a thing. So, oh shoot, I forgot to cast my Shadow Armor. Oh well. I haven't been playing a lot of Runeterra recently, and, yeah, tournaments means bans. I don't actually mind Azarelia that much, I just kind of, like, haven't been that interested in Runeterra recently. I don't know how to explain it. It just kind of like, sometimes a game just like isn't what you feel like playing, and then something else kind of picks up your interest. So I've been playing a lot of Solasta, which is a D&D 5th edition SRD game, which means a lot of the like the open gaming license stuff is in it, but not like all of the content that you could possibly be playing in 5th ed. And
Well struck.
God, clerics make good rogues, don't they? And yeah, I really like all the community content in this, so I'm doing this stream where I'm playing every community dungeon that's available right now, which is like 100 or so dungeons. I'm starting with this one made by like the developers to show off what the dungeon maker can do. Yeah. I don't know if you've got like tournament grinding to do if you want to stick around and watch me slay goblins, but you are welcome either way.
Oh, bad luck.
Okay, so our archer their archer missed and then moves up weirdly, so now fighter's gonna be able to get up there. Cleric missed the freeze spell, so the goblin was able to close the gap there. Now this is the one place where clerics aren't as good as rogues, is now I don't get sneak attack on this, but look,
More
8
coming
damage.
your way.
You don't need sneak attack. You're camping your seasonal spot. You're rank 8, congrats. That's like, how tough is the competition right now with all of the like tournament stuff going on? Because I would have thought like, I mean I know that you're real good, so I'm not that surprised that like you're the one who's ranked 8, but like that's real impressive. Like I managed something like top 50 in the last season that it didn't matter. Or I guess it was the first season that it mattered, but like I didn't know that I needed to go even higher than that. It's pretty insane. 760 LP. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's crazy. Good job. Congratulations. Okay, picking up rations. I think that as I'm doing this run through the like Tactical Adventures made one, picking up rations isn't going to be as important as it will be in other dungeons. What do we got here? 20 arrows, that's nice. Yeah. A longbow, cool. TA's design is pretty Monty Hall. These are like roughly equivalent, but like it's more fun to watch a halfling run around with a bow larger than she is, right? This game's silly. Whoops, that's supposed to be everyone, and we're supposed to be cautious. So now I'm feeling like I have all these rations, I should just go back and like take the long rest. But we didn't use a single resource there, so I'm just gonna keep pressing on. We're gonna wind up with so many rations, and then like the later part of the game is just gonna be super easy. Dungeons that pay attention to long rests and rations versus... Okay, so that's a hint that it's locked. Dungeons that pay a lot of attention to where rations should be and dungeons that don't are going to be in stark contrast with each other. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna notice a big difference as we go on. Can any of my characters use a herbalism kit and doesn't have one? This one already has one, and there's no reason to grab another one because there's no shops. Okay. Just gonna keep going. How's our map looking? So I think that, yeah, there's a split here. There haven't been any clues as to why you would go one way over another, so we're just gonna keep going the direction they're going. Are they all gone? Okay, so we spotted something we can interact with here. This banner. It's not a goblin banner. Weird. That is weird. This is one of the banners you can have in like the lava cave thing, so I don't know why that's not a goblin banner. Smith toolkit. Okay, that's probably not going to be useful, but no reason not to carry it at this stage. I will disarm the trap because it is something to do. Rogue the Cleric has proficiency in Thieves' Tools and is successful. So this is just trying to like give you all the tools at the start in case you don't already have them, I guess. None of my characters can use a Poisoner's Kit. I'm gonna like grab it on Rogue in case I pick that up somehow. But I don't think there's a way to do that. Maybe I should have grabbed the Spy backdraw. This new trap should do the trick. Let's see how it works tonight. Ho-ho! Goblins have been foiled again. I'm getting antsy because this is like pretty far from that crossroads at this point, and now I'm like wondering, are they hiding behind these closed doors? They are hiding wolves. It's kind of funny getting that like little lore pop up and then we like find out immediately. Oh! Okay, so there's, it looks like, can't see, that one's this one, so I can't see this one, but it, okay, yeah. So there's two over here and then these two here. No, I think Fighter just wants to like whack a wolf. Ah! Don't mess with quarterstaffs, they're like a legit weapon.
If it doesn't kill you.
That was a one-shot. Oh no, because the other one hit Claire too. I see. Okay. So Claire's down, so we want to get her back up. The only one with healing right now is Claire. Question is, do we let Claire die and just revivify her? No, I think that, that was a good roll. I think this is gonna be correct, and then we back off a bit. Okay. Now we don't have a bonus action disengage, and I don't think we've found any finesse weapons yet. Y'all, the scimitars. Y'all, the scimitars! Okay, well, I have hecked up, so I think we're just gonna eat an attack from the wolf here, and just try to, like, back off to, like, this area. Cool, it missed. Which is surprising, because we're not wearing any armor. 12 is probably gonna miss. This is gonna be a tough fight. There's prone,
Walk it off.
and the wolves get advantage when they can, like, be next to the characters. Dodge action, honestly. Because now Fighter's gonna be, like, the one who's taking the hits, because they don't want to... Oh, they just nullified their advantage. They didn't even get disadvantage, so they're, like, still going for it. Okay, so let's take out one of the wolves.
Wait till the next one.
Well, and then we're gonna like stay here where the wolves are. Early on. Yeah, early wolves are scary. This is gonna be a tough fight. So that's already like. I need to start doing damage to these things. Just trying to yo-yo all day on my like cleric character who's a paladin is not gonna get us anywhere.
Take that.
Gosh. I see no reason why I'm not allowed to do this. Rangers can do that. And we're gonna dodge again.
You lose.
We're getting there. Pack tactics is a party killer for yeah, definitely. Yeah, pack tactics can like someone who doesn't realize how much they're what they're throwing at a party when they're giving characters pack tactics.
Go on.
Because like you see the challenge rating and you're like, oh well, I can just like throw the recommended number of these characters with this challenge rating into an encounter and it's fine. But when there's multiple of them, that changes everything. So we're gonna position here so I can move Claire over and then there'll be like a clear shot. Because I don't know if you noticed, but like that had full action disengage. It had like +2 AC when trying to hit because of the characters blocking the way. So that is something that's correctly implemented in the game. Alright, wizard. Take us home. Show us your powerful magic. This might get us to level 2.
Impressive move, my friend.
Okay, so where's Claire is going to use lay on hands. They're not quite at level 2 yet, hey? Okay. A wand! I see no reason not to take that. Why did that happen twice? Oh, is there a hint here that there are wolves that I missed? Do not yeah, there was a hint that there was going to be wolves, and then I completely missed that. Womp womp. That's on me. I'm losing resources because I'm taking a fight I wasn't fully prepared for. So let's push this aside and I guess keep going in this direction, because I feel like we know we're going to have to go back for a long rest eventually. Cleric's at 6 right now, and I feel like that's acceptable. Who does and does not have potions right now? We've got 2 potions on Claire, and that, I think, means that a potion... so yeah, we're going to give 1 to each of these 2 characters, I think, so that every character has access to a way to heal a downed character. Even though this takes, like, the whole item interaction because the component pouch is here, but that's fine. It takes a whole action anyways. That's the least of our worries. And did that give us a thing to crawl through? It did. I'm gonna save it real quick. These tunnels give me the creeps. Okay, so there's some spiders up ahead. There's this kind of like choke point configuration going on here. So I think what we want to do is we're going to move right here. shoot, they're over there as well. So I'm gonna position fighter right here to defend from these, and then we're gonna start by attacking the one that's over here.
More caution next time.
And then just run fighter up here. We don't need to burn actions to, like, get up even closer. We just need to ready an attack. Because the spider has to pass the threat range anyways. I hope I'm not being obnoxious explaining everything I'm doing in this, like, in this game. I'm just used to doing that on my Runeterra streams. I don't want Claire to be too forward. I'm gonna, like, bring her up a little bit to get the Ray of Frost off. Look at that! That was a sweet crit. And then we're gonna have Wizard up a little further, just because someone has to be up there to be being threatened more than the others. And once visible, cast Firebolt. Still stealthy, so it's got advantage. Okay, great. Yeah,
You'll
well,
need
it's
to do
certainly
better
better than
than that.
silence. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I should be trying to like meme or be entertaining somehow or something instead. I don't know. But if there's no complaints, then this is great. So we'll move into a position so I can see. Why can't I see that? Weird. They were surprised, so I did want to move up a bit. Oh well. That action
You
should have
die
been
like the rest.
Eventually I'll remember that I have to cast Shadow Armor on myself before every combat. This build is a lot worse if you don't have temporary HP.
Oh!
Cool. So that's that cavern dealt with, and now Fighter's keeping the other ones busy. But we're gonna go give them some help. What is this vision nonsense? Okay. You can see from there, but not there? That's weird. The characters both have dark vision.
Truly formidable.
Like, the crits keep rolling in. Just gonna dash up here so we don't have to move next turn. It's no real difference. I mean, technically you should like move to here and just ready a cantrip attack, but it's whatever. The spider's not gonna move up.
Ha, not bad, eh?
Cool. That wasn't too bad. If I had remembered to use Shadow Armor, that fight would have gone perfectly without losing resources. Because what I lost there was just 4 health and nothing else. But alas. Okay, some Venom Glands. Was there anything over here? Yeah, we can loot these. And there's like an egg sac to interact with. I think that TA is doing a good job of showing off that, like, all of these, like, so many eggs. What an omelet we could make. Like, they're doing a good job of showing off that you can, like, make a dungeon feel full with all of the stuff that's in it and stuff, and, like, putting this little, like, flavor text throughout, like, does kind of enhance it a bit. So I think it is good that they're demonstrating, This isn't even clothing, it's just a sell item? Okay. I think they're doing a good job of demonstrating, like, a few good principles of dungeon design with this stuff, so that's good. Because, like, the encounter design is, like, decent. There's, like, this is good encounter design right here. The having a hint that's easy to miss that there's going to be wolves here. The character hinting at, oh, I wonder what's going to be behind these doors, and, like, the interactable thing you want to play with. And then if you do that, you're immediately beset on both sides by wolves. But there were ways to prepare for that and know that there were going to be wolves on either side of these to, like, make the encounter go better. And you can, like, have, like, your fighter character up here and then, like, some ranged characters hiding on the wayside here or something like that. So that's good encounter design. There's ways to approach the... Oh, did they fail to disarm it? Okay. Well, luckily you don't need to be proficient in Thieves' Tools to use them. So who's my next highest dex character? They all have 14 dex. That's funny. Did I drop the Thieves' Tools somewhere? Why don't I have Thieves' Tools? The low-life background gives you Thieves' Tools, right? I didn't even... I think it might not. I think I might not have a way to disarm this trap. So that is a thing. I encountered this in the first... Like, I was talking to the designers of the Tomb of Heroes about this. How... Well, first of all, you want to make sure that there's not content that's gated behind having any particular character options or items or what have you. So there's nothing that's ever going to be, if you fail to unlock this door, or they get like a roll as well.
Undignified.
If you fail to unlock this door for whatever reason, and it's tied to like having Thieves' Tools and not like a plot event or finding an item like this one is, then you can't progress. That's bad. You don't want that. Nonetheless,
You've got a hidden door.
cool. Nonetheless, it is important that if you are going to put anything behind something you can access with these tools, it needs to be possible. It needs to be possible to get Thieves' Tools. Because, especially in a level 1 dungeon, why didn't that work?
Clumsy idiot.
Not every character is going to be bringing in Thieves' Tools. Not every party is going to be bringing in Thieves' Tools. Because you can only do it if you have a rogue. So, don't put content... I forgot again. I'm just gonna... You know what? Honestly... It's worth it.
Thanks.
It's worth losing the attack. Like, why do you want to gate content behind whether or not... Gating content behind skill rolls is fine if it's non-essential to complete the dungeon. But it's not fine to... Like, I mean, it's whatever, but like it's bad design at any rate to hide stuff behind a "did you bring a rogue with you" check. Like the literal class rogue. Because do you have a character who like fits this role? And do you have a character who has this specific item as part of their starting gear? And I think that a lot of designers aren't going to like notice that that's something that's happening. So it's like, you know, I'm not gonna be too mad. I need to move my fighter.
Run
I'm not gonna be too
while
mad
you
when it
can.
happens. It's just like an honest mistake, I think, more often than not. But it's still bad design if you like put things that need thieves tools to be interacted with, and you didn't
You'll surely
put
prevail.
thieves tools in, then you did a bad job. That's all I'm trying to say. And it looks like they made that mistake, unless I missed the thieves tools somewhere. It's an easy mistake to make, because you think that if someone's able to use thieves tools, they're gonna bring them. But this is a level 1 dungeon. Where did I have a chance to do that? Cool, we've got a maul. Unfortunately, my fighter can't use it. I'm gonna go ahead and give that to Wits, just in case, for some reason, I feel like I need it. And a potion of healing! Sweet. And what do we see here? Probably like a lore thing. Looks like an old shrine. Or tomb? So we're gonna go with cautious. You can see that there's like still... There's traps here. I'm gonna click on them just in case I like looked away for a roll. But I think that I'm not able to without Thieves' Tool. Oh! Where are my Thieves' Tools? Am I completely daft? Audience, help me out here. Where are the Thieves' Tools? You all saw Rogue use Thieves' Tools just now, right? I should remember that Rogue can use guidance on herself. Is this like you need proficiency or the tool? Because the reason that I want to know where my Thieves' Tools are is so I can pass them to another character and have them try to unlock it. Who's got the Smith's toolkit, by the way? Because they can craft. I don't have the recipe for crafting that stuff. Missing amaranth. Okay. I think the way it's programmed is like... Oh, does this just lead back here anyways? There was another way through here. Okay. That's cool. I like multiple ways to get to somewhere. But yeah, right, am I wrong? It looks to me like the way that they designed Thieves' Tools in this game is if you have the tools or the proficiencies, you can use them. Because it's certainly the case that if you have Thieves' Tools and no proficiency in them, you can attempt to use the Thieves' Tools. Anyways. Action Surge, that's an easy enough level. Access to spells! Got Divine Smite. So this isn't going to be useful, unfortunately. We're wasting features, but it's okay. Defense again. And Rogue. I clicked the wrong thing. Let's prepare spells while we're doing this. Okay. So we need Bless. These don't look as good. I think that this is probably what I want to do. Protect versus Evil and good will be nice if I run into some like powerful undead who are nonetheless going to just sit there and try to hit fighter, because I can use this on fighter. Bless is what I'm gonna have Cleric doing most fights where I want to burn resources. And then Cure Wounds is kind of just like a backup thing. Okay, validate. Gonna level up Rogue. level 2 cleric. So we have the turn undead channel divinity, which is nice, and we got decisive strike. On a successful attack, channel divinity to add 1d6 to your damage and stun your target. Save negates. This is why we picked battle cleric. That's nuts. This includes ranged attacks. So like a battle cleric isn't even a terrible archer. Like stun your target. Stun them! That's why we wanted wisdom on this character. Oh well. Yeah. And then we'll prepare our spells. Bane doesn't work in this game right now. We're gonna pretend that this isn't a better support caster than our support caster right now. I wish Bane worked in this game. It's a cool spell. I hope they fix that soon. Okay. I have not thought very hard about what tradition we want. I'm leaning towards Lore Master. The problem is that Keen Mind doesn't do anything, and Spell Academic comes in the last level of the module, so it's one spell at level 6. Green Mage gives you green magic, so let's just take a look at this. Is there anything that's going to be useful for us? Well, there's Good Berry. We were talking about Good Berry, but I don't think that's too important. Hunter's Mark doesn't have to be ranged. I kind of like the idea of Hunter's Mark on this character. I think we're doing a green mage. Fun traps, conjure animal. Look, I don't mind saying that my fighter's casting conjure animal later. Yeah, it's a good thing I put that 15 in wisdom. You were right about that. Like, there's a couple okay ones on here. We already have smithing. We already have these proficiencies. And force environment I don't think is going to come up. And then our level 6 is like Entangle, which isn't going to happen because it's arrows. And then Shock Arcanist, when casting spells on the war list, they count as being cast as one slot higher. Burning Hands mentioned Still Thunder Wave, Acid Arrow, Scorching Ray, Flaming Sphere, Fireball, Lightning Bolt, Ice Storm, Cone of Cold. Not planning on casting those mostly, but it's such a powerful ability. Yeah, Evocation. So I think we're Green Mage. For this particular build, we're going to focus on the things that are that make what we're trying to do with the build better. Okay, so we have a chance to add spells. We're gonna add Good Berry and Hunter's Mark. Am I okay with Entangle being on this character? I'd kind of rather not. Yeah, I think this is right. Okay, then we're gonna prepare. Do I want to have Good Berry prepared? Like, we've got food. Protect versus Evil and Good might be a thing I want to do. I'm not even sure I'm going to use Hunter's Mark. We have so few spells, like, they kind of need to go into False Life and Shield. I think it might be correct to take... Hunter's Mark at level 2 is really good, though. I don't think I'm going to regret not having Protect versus Evil and Good. I have it on another character already. We can focus on letting other characters do the support stuff. Okay, so we finish our long rest. I am going to quickly remember to cast False Life, because it lasts a whole hour. We're going to get the use of it before I need to short rest. Are there any other things I need to remember to do? I don't... remember. Oh, it's a. We just get magic missile because we're battle. Wasn't thinking about that. Cast spell. Blesses in a fight, same as protect versus good and evil. And we don't have spells yet on wizard. Okay. Did I search this? I don't remember. I did. So we're gonna quick save now that we have done our long rest and are remembering to cast False Life, and we're gonna go back up here. So it looks like the only way to progress is to just... What do you mean no path to destination? I think it, like, moved one of the ones here by mistake. So we're gonna go over here. I think we kind of just have to walk Wizard across the trap. But it's fine. Wizard's a level 2 character with 25 hit points. They called me a fool!
I don't like it either.
But they were wrong. I should probably go back and pick up some of those scimitars, but I'm just too lazy. Okay, we've already attempted it, so it's not gonna let us. We can't walk across here. No reason to make multiple characters take damage, so fighter walks here. Succeeded the dex save and took 2 bludgeoning damage. Good stuff. Success! I should have cast guidance, but it's okay that I didn't that particular time. Gosh, how am I still on the first level here? First, like, part, I mean. What do they need all this for? I mean, what do they need? They're a civilization. They have people here. Antitoxin. That's... ominous. We're gonna pass those out. I think that there are 4 of them for a reason. This was the right way to go, right? I can, like, move through here, right? It's not, like... Yeah. I can move through here. It's fine. Interact with this. There's dungeons here. There's a dungeons! Look out for the dungeons! There's... Oh, who's that? That's a human. I meant to say goblins. It's just a light crossbow. Gonna move forward just a little bit. And then... I wish this worked properly. Oops. So this is kind of 2-lane design to this fight, which means that we need to find a way to stop enemies from coming through here, or they're going to get to our back line, because fighter can only protect like a certain area of it. So that's good encounter design. They're already like thinking about stuff like this. This looks like it's supposed to be kind of a tougher fight, so I am gonna preemptively use Bless on fighter, wizard, and rogue. I think because they do a little bit more. In what universe can I not see that character? Support character. I should have done that before the fight. What are you gonna do? Now that I'm blessed, we're gonna firebolt the acolyte. And then do the spreading out thing a little bit. Okay, these characters all got surprised. So we're gonna run up here and just punch a goblin, I guess. Oh, I missed that. Eagle matriarch? What the heck? Shoot! I wanted to... Hunter's mark. Oh well. Maybe I need to use my shield right away, and I'll be like, well, maybe I want to hold on to that spell slot. Who knows? Oh, these are skirmishers, so they're not going to run up. Keep focusing the Acolyte. So I'm going to have to get used to this decision point, hey? How many of these do I get? It's only the one right now, right? We've already used Bless. I think I'm okay using the Strike.
Go to hell.
Oh. Well, the extra damage killed him, so there you go. I need to deal with this wolf as fast as possible. Is the game confused because of the temporary hit points? Am I gonna be... Okay. Starting to worry that I was gonna regret my decision to do a 10 HP focused character.
Sorry.
Boom, get hindered. Ooh, big fireballs. I don't think I need to action surge yet. You're not gonna see the power of action surge on an evoker. It's basically playing a sorcerer. Okay. I keep trying to kill the wolf. There's
No
the
quarter
hit.
given.
I guess that's an acceptable position. This skirmisher... I think we want to take the eagle down so that fighter can just corner the skirmisher. And then while fighter's dealing with this one, the rest can take out the other one. Although this one's kind of low. Yeah. These two can try to take out the skirmisher.
You
while
suck.
These two deal with the... We're at full health. I'll take... that was a bad call.
Ooh.
I am a little worried about this Eagle Matriarch, and this is my only concentration spell. It lasts a while, so I'm pretty
You
okay
have
with...
them now.
Looks like that was a good decision. Okay. So we want to move over here so that the cover isn't a thing.
One
Cool.
less enemy.
There's that goblin down. Now the rest can focus on the other one, who is going to have partial cover, but I think that that is worth giving it disadvantage on all of its things. It's gonna be fun doing like essentially a strength ranger, having my like wizard with hunter's mark, like up in people's face punching them. I'm kind of looking forward to that about the character. It's not something that I really considered. I guess my last spell goes into false life. Because it's not concentration either, so... That's another +7. I should have short rested before doing that. Rogue's gonna grab a scimitar. Hopefully there'll be another scimitar among these items. Javelins are useless. I'm at the point where I'm starting to think I don't need to be taking these rations. Like, I have good berry. What am I doing? And another scimitar for Rogue. We've already got a longbow, so that looks fine. Let's read this and then I'll equip Rogue. This sneaky jump is kind of silly. A terse missive from Lord G. Lord goblin, I expect. I expect you to deal with the spiders and to deliver more goods in a timely manner. Keep the critical goods in the stronghold and not in the caves. Disappoint me again at your own peril. What happened? Did it... What? Show you this one more time. Y'all! Why do you need thieves' tools to pick a lock, but you can use thieves' tools that you don't have on a trap? Excuse me? Put thieves' tools in your level 1 dungeons, folks. Hide them near the start if you want to. Put thieves' tools in your level 1 dungeons. If I get to level 6 with these characters, and there aren't thieves' tools that I pick up somewhere, I am going to be upset. Okay, so there's how that door opens, so now we can like go back there if we wanted to long rest or something. But we're at the end of this part of the dungeon. Cool. Let's see how smooth this is. The master need more goods. Send all you can fast. I don't want to hear about spider issues. Oh, so those spiders were like causing problems for the goblins. Scroll of Revivify, nice. So we'll give that to Claire, I guess. We don't need another scroll kit. It's weird how much different looting is in when you know that there's not going to be any shops ever. So you can link. So okay, the dungeons here are 7 separate workshop items. It's like part 1 through 5B. They are like separate dungeons when made in the Dungeon Maker, but you can link your separate dungeons together. And so they didn't put an exit going back. That's interesting. You can link your dungeons together so that like an exit at the end of one of them goes to your next dungeon and create like a longer crawl like this. So that's what this is. Handwritten note 1 of 11. 12 Tandwi 1022. Missay smiled upon us. The merchants didn't even resist. We got the goods. Switching over to my bear mug. Because he's a cute little mug. Because I'm starting to have trouble speaking. And for some reason I think that's going to be... I've got the good stuff in here. Which... Caer Falcarn. Damn, I didn't think I'd ever come back here. So I guess the idea is that like the reason there's no exit here is that there was a note about like where's this map gonna take us. So I'll see you in a bit, Stamba. I'm gonna keep talking to I guess nobody or whoever watches the YouTube video. So I guess what happened there is that like the character was talking about I'm gonna see where the map takes us, and then we wound up here, and now the character being like Caer Falcarn. So we're for those who missed the little finesse or who are gonna be worried that I missed it if I don't point it out. The idea is that time has passed and now I've made it to Caer Falcarn, but for some reason I didn't long rest. You'd think there'd be like a fire pit here to represent the fact that I long rested. Maybe I'm supposed to just long rest before I leave the areas. I don't know. So this isn't like part of the same cave system. It's like a different thing happening in the same campaign, is what I'm supposed to think. I'm not gonna bother with the rations anymore. It's clear that they're handing them out like candy. 23 Tandwi 1022. Got 12 barrels of wine, 25 baskets of wheat, 13 baskets of potatoes, 12 iron boxes. What is an iron box, I wonder? realizing that not very much of these in the shot here. There you go. Now you can see like a little hot neck action. Okay. So I'm gonna guess this is another, like, the way forward is here, but the door's locked. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna check it out. We've got our stuff up that's, like, pre-fight stuff. Oh, it just moves up. So this is an unknown creature. I think you can only put enemies in this? Yeah. So, like, if this were, like, a normal thing, I'd be thinking, like, oh, I want to see if I can talk to these, but I already know that you can't, and I'm going to abuse that information.
Of course you've been detected.
I'm gonna move over here, I think. And end turn. Okay, so this position's slightly better for, like, blocking the move over here, in case the Acolyte comes up, which would be weird. And then we're gonna, like, attack the highwayman once it's in range. Are we still
Even
concentrating?
The dead could hear you.
We're not still concentrating on Hunter's Mark, so that was a little bit of a waste. This seems like I don't need to use any spell slots. We spread out because I don't know what kind of spells the Acolyte has. I could check the Dungeon Maker, because it's just going to be the same Acolyte stat block every time, because you can't currently edit the stat blocks. But I'm just going to play like it's the game and I don't actually know what they have yet. So we've got Second Wind, we've got Action Surge. Seems like a waste to Action Surge to just fire Bolt again. My ranged characters should be attacking the Acolyte.
No
Well, there we
quarter
go.
given.
So I see there's another one in the initiative order, so I'm gonna see if I can find him. It's weird. I guess they're part of the same initiative group. Which is a thing you can do. Okay, well now I know that I've like... We'll say for roleplay purposes that I've heard them over there. And this one's gonna like kind of sit around the corner here and ready a cantrip attack. Interesting. So they... can't see us very well. So I guess we want to keep our distance?
Curses. My fault.
Roll a 1. I think I moved all the way up. That's interesting. Good hit. The Battle Cleric, like, Archer is looking pretty good for early game stuff.
Oh, you'll die like the rest.
As is the Wizard tank. People talk about how casters in D&D are weak in the early levels and then really strong later on. That's because they build casters like they're already in the late game
or
at all
die.
stages. That was a sweet crit. This thing I'm doing, like, it seems like it's a meme, but it's kind of just how you're supposed to build casters for the first, like, 4 levels, right? You take some, like, concessions in what a character's gonna be able to do, like, because the caster is just so much stronger
Lucky.
than a martial,
Perhaps.
like, once it's a level whatever. Like, in this game, late game is, like, level 8 up. So it's not as pronounced in like regular D&D, but it's still like it starts to become bigger. Okay, who wants chainmail? I don't think anyone wants chainmail. I think we want medium armor. Great sword is not usable by anyone. So like you know, if from an optimization standpoint, it's like good to like you already want to be doing stuff like being a mountain dwarf, or oh thank God the leather armor. We'll give that to rogue for now. It's still over encumbered. 7 strength is just brutal. Give these to someone else in case I need them later. I'm sorry, I'm trying to focus. Casters are really good once they like hit like from level 5 up. They're just so fantastic, especially like every odd level where you get another like spell tier. We come across special shipment: 25 boxes of pure copper, 2 bags of emeralds, and 2 baskets of Manicalan orchids. The master will be happy," said Igraine. Interesting. Wait, I'm remembering to cast guidance this time. Gosh. That's our expertise replacement, is guidance. See, it worked. How are you over encumbered? 17 strength, friendo. We don't need to be carrying all these weapons that you can't use. Robo called off the hook today. Okay, I'm gonna really quickly check a couple messages I've just received. Just like a 2-minute break, I'm sorry. And that's a work email, I'm not gonna read it. Like, casters are really strong. They outpace, marshals, because you're warping the fight with the spells you can do and stuff. So, being, like, a suboptimal caster later on is whatever. It's worth taking, like, slightly suboptimal things, like having losing a +1 to int that you would get at level 8 or something like that because of a half feat or whatever, in order to choose a race that gives you medium armor. Because that extra AC it makes you so much stronger early on. You can just play a full caster and grab like a light crossbow or find a way to get like a good weapon proficiency. That's a lot of merchandise. And like, cool, more arrows. And just then you're as good as a marshal early on, pretty much. You've got spells like False Life, which you're not going to want later on as much, but in that early game, that's okay. It's just more all for the Necropolis is the new information. So I think this is some kind of like necromancer thing, and they're like gathering supplies, and that's what these are all about. But for what? Like, losing one spell known to exotic food, that's interesting. Like, it's building a mystery, and I like that. It's going a little bit slower than is possible, but I think that's, like, intentional, because it's a 7-parter. The cost in this game of being tanky early on as a caster is a single spell, False Life, And getting more suspicious. It costs one spell and your background choice. It costs one spell and your background choice, and then you're like as tanky as any martial character, and you can do the combat stuff just as well. So when people say that martials are so much better than casters early game, what they're saying is that spells aren't as good early on because you don't have as many spell slots. They're saying that like a playstyle where you're super reliant on spell slots isn't good in the early game. That's what they really mean. A playstyle that is highly reliant on spells doesn't work as well early on. And the conclusion shouldn't be, oh, well, that means that... I don't know why my instinct is to do this, but it is. These ones are orange, and I'm kind of, like, interested in that. Like, the reaction so often is, oh, that means that casters aren't good until later. Well, that's not true. You're seeing that that's not true. It's actually that... casters need to play differently at the early levels than they do in the later levels. That's all it actually is. And that was kind of what I wanted to do partially with this playthrough, is just like demonstrate
You'll need to do better than
the
that.
extent to which that is true. Okay, so we can move our cleric up a little bit. We're going to try to slow down. This fight doesn't look too bad. Oh, this is my fire friend, so we're gonna acolyte. I'm gonna move her back. Yeah. I wanted to mainly showcase how good a tank wizard is, because it sounds like it would be like an absolute meme, and it turns out it isn't. And that is honestly something that is worth commenting about in 5th Ed.
You'll get us all killed.
Because it's hindered, you now want to like move back a bit to like actually make use of that. And then have this character dash to be like already messing with the scout a little bit. And there's a character over here. Okay. I still think I want to be positioned here because then the thug has to like run to me with his hindered. And I think that means that that'll take a dash. So I can move Rogue over here, who's then going to see a couple of scouts. We'll hit the one that the others can see first.
Next time.
These have been some, like, pretty fun fights so far. I don't want to just sit on this action surge forever, you know? Let's do the second firebolt. And just try to, like, finish off the scout, just because it's, like, so likely to. And the scout's gonna get, an extra attack otherwise, and we're still, like, hidden. It's just, yeah. It's a high-impact, action surge. Wow! Holy crap! That's a crit! Okay, so Claire is our paladin cleric stand-in, and is going to want to close the gap as quick as possible to lay on hands fighter. But for now is just going to be cantripping. That's really bad. Fighter probably is gonna end up eating one of my scrolls of Revivify now. Armor class.
No.
Review up a lot too. I don't think I can remove the thug or anything in time. I should probably be focusing the scouts.
How tiresome.
Got the damage needed to push it into dead. It's too bad. So once in melee, Claire kind of has to just be like dodging or disengaging. I think without any other tank, it's gonna be dodging. So if I move Rogue over here, just because of the way the thug. Oh, so we're gonna be focusing the scout first. So I think this makes sense to do. And we're gonna attack.
More coming your
Nice
way.
one. And then we're gonna switch to the scimitars, and oh, I thought I could get up close to threaten, but I can't. Oof. Well, the dodge stopped another crit at least. Betty, my cat is here. She doesn't quite want to come up, I don't think, though. Well, I already switched to melee, so I might as well get at her. Six, that's pretty good. Strategy now is just to have Claire sit here and keep dodging, while our two ranged characters just deal with the two scouts and then start focusing the thug.
Perfect.
Back with food. How is this level of adventure going? Like decent so far. There's like a lot more people in it. I've mostly been talking about how great casters are early on if you build them right. It looks like I've been contradicted because fighter is down, but that was a really crazy crit, and fighter would have been able to like stay alive if it had been spread over like 2 hits or something. A good enough crit can kind of like really mess up your plan, and I'm pretty okay with burning one of my interesting. Burning one of my like scrolls of revivify about it. So you know, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Not the best. We're down to 2 HP on Rogue. I should have been focus firing a bit more.
Palpable hit.
Okay, and then the railing gives 3/4 cover, so I need to move over here for the next attack just in case. Just dodge all day. 19 AC, like you can just keep dodging and it's gonna keep missing.
Hold on to life,
Tanks don't need to do
friend.
much. Oh no! Okay, so Wizard doesn't really have healing other than where's their potions? I I thought I gave her healing potions. This is actually really bad.
Not
oh my god.
bad, eh?
We might wipe here. Because I'm gonna need to spend an action to stabilize too, which is going to immediately be undone. Is that... That's only the one death. Okay. Crap! Why does Wizard not have a healing potion? That's so frustrating. I don't want to use 2 Scrolls of Revivify on this one fight. Like, out of the 3 we have right now. So I'm gonna... I think this is like a save from after a fight. We're going this way. Process of elimination. We're back to being railroaded. Okay, cautious. And then it was like around the corner here is how we went, so I think I'm just gonna do it the same way. For consistency's sake. And move just a little closer. We did manage to get rid of the Acolyte early in the fight, so we might be in trouble if that doesn't happen again, but it looks like it's going to happen again. Pulling around here to where the scouts are seemed like it wasn't actually the best option. We want to do a little bit better of focusing. So I'm actually going to stick her where she is. And then... I think I was close enough to rush the... Oh, right. So yeah, we're going to get up just far enough to, like, punch the Acolyte.
More caution next time.
And then next turn we'll be able to go up to where the scout is. Cool. So I think last time we had to, like, dash to cause the disadvantage. This is my Firebolt one. This is Wizard. So they're gonna want to hit the scout.
I really thought
And then maybe
Never
move
mind.
around over here, because then there's these scouts and we want to start like messing with them a bit. This one similarly is gonna head over here. Actually, I probably wanted to like try to stay sneaked. It's whatever. But she's gonna try to hit the thug to like slow the thug down a little bit, just in case. Nice and hindered, good. Damaging the thug isn't super important. The thug's just like a big tank, and is not. Sound went on a long time. Isn't really worth like putting a lot of effort into taking down right away. The strategy here is to just like stop the thug from doing anything too effective against us while just kind of like tanking him. So we're gonna go to the scout, do a punch. It doesn't work, so we're gonna keep him there to give the scout disadvantage. Nice, and we get an opportunity attack.
I won't miss next time.
Come on, fighting. Oh, well, now you're going to because you said that. You know the rules. I think I can justify just, like, throwing the fire here, though. Yeah. Finishing one off is more important, and then we can, like, get Wizard behind this, like, heavy cover. Likewise, I think, again, though, we are going to try to hinder the thug, because that does more to hinder the thug
truly formidable
than doing anything with, like, fighter or whatever. And again, just, like, run you behind here. Oh, no, but fighter was not close enough that it didn't do anything, so I should have hit a scout. So no reason not to just punch.
Oh, hold
Okay.
firm. You've endured worse.
So, like, so far it's going way better, right? Why can't I just corner move here? Ah, it doesn't, I don't need to move. I thought the globe would be, like, blocking.
No.
Okay, so I'm out of stealth, so I can just be wherever now. And the thug looks like he's probably just gonna like keep punching whoever, so I think for now I actually do want to be just dodging with this character. While my more damage-heavy characters deal with the scouts, who I guess already have disadvantage from dark vision, so I don't really need to keep anyone close to them so they can't ranged attack. This fight's so much easier if I don't just get crit right at the start. Ah, jeez. So, you know, it's like good to have a plan for when stuff like that goes down. But, like, at the end of the day, that could have happened to any
Bravo.
party. And my plan was have a lot of HP, right? Oof. It's a heavy hit. So Claire's pretty low. We're gonna want to heal Claire up probably after the fight.
No!
I used my action surge last time around. I feel like the fight's still dangerous enough with Claire being so low that I want to be burning resources to end it quicker. So we are going to do that. And then I'm gonna move... Nah. I'll move Claire up once I do this. No, I won't. I'll try to get her out of harm's way. Maybe, like... This should count as heavy cover, right? See, no, fighters just staying alive. Like, the dodge action is really strong.
Wait till the next one.
And then we'll be able to, like, do this tanking thing while I dismantle the thug, too. D&D is a game that is about attrition, basically. And oftentimes, having your fighter just sit there and waste your opponent's actions, like, it's the goal is to just, like, as the player, because, like, what the player's trying to do is just strategically going to be different from what, like, monsters are trying to do. Because monsters don't have additional fights that they need to be thinking about afterwards. Your goal is to end the fight having used as few resources as possible, basically. Or, like, another way to think of it, because, like, resources is kind of vague, so, like, what counts as the least resources is kind of vague. You want to end the fight, in a victory, but importantly, with the maximum chance of winning the next fight as well. So, like, you're at the end of the day, you're trying to do whatever thing. I love watching a 20 disappear. Like, even if it's the second die, you can think of it however you want. It's just nice to see a 20 disappear.
More coming your way.
Like, how you want your adventuring day to go is you want to maximize the chance that you get to the end of it. And that means, yes, maximizing the chance that you win this encounter, but also during this encounter, I want to be maximizing my chance that I win the encounter after it. And so on for all of them. So, really my goal in this encounter is to win the encounter in a way that maximizes my chance of winning the following encounter, assuming that I'm going to play the same way in that encounter. Fundamentally, that doesn't end up looking super different from just kind of trying to win the encounter. But in cases like that, like, where intuitively, well, fighter is like my second best damage character, or possibly my highest damage character. So naturally I want to be, like, attacking with him. But once, like, the thug shows me that, like, the way his AI is programmed is he's gonna, like, keep punching the fighter who's dodging in front of him, I'm just gonna keep doing that. Because I am cutting in half, not quite, I am, for each turn I'm in the combat, I'm cutting in half the number of hits I'm expected to take in combat. Sort of, not really. I'm significantly decreasing, at least. I'll say that. That much is clear. The number of hits I'm expected to take. in combat. And I don't mind using Lay on Hands right away. All it does is heal, so you might as well use it to heal when you have to heal somehow, right?
There's a trap.
It's a trap. And I can't, even for a second, I shouldn't have had all the characters there. Oh well. I already have a short bow. What it does is,
Ha!
okay, so we're trying to get people onto those things in this room. I see two of them. Maybe there's another room. So I assume if I pull him off, it's gonna... It did something, but didn't close this off. Let's see what's over here. Dodging is going to decrease the total number of hits I take in that, and when I'm in that situation, the main goal is to like, I know I'm gonna win the fight. I'm trying to win the fight, taking
A trap.
the absolute minimum of damage. And in that case, dodging does that better than just attacking more. Because it's decreasing the total damage I'm doing by less than half, and like sort of close to doubling my like defensive capabilities. Mace of Acuteness, Unidentified Potion, Manical and Orchid. I think it's fine to do a single identify. Like, I don't think we're close to 50 in-game minutes of the false life
You'll
running
need
up.
to do better than that.
Giant strength, look at that. So we will hand that over here, and we'll just keep in our pocket that we've got a potion that will make fighter just like really strong. Yeah, I could have done some like actual math because I could see. Oh, well, let's like step on this and see if now we can see what that does in this room. It's not in this room, so it's somewhere else. So we're gonna like have the other three. I don't think we need to be cautious. Doing this. Yeah, there's a way to calculate whether like attacking or just... Aha! So now these two are going to cautiously peek in here. It's a rest area, so we're just gonna move everyone up. Was it just the sound of the stone itself moving? Maybe I confused myself. I'm gonna take the rest. We're low on spells, we're low on health. I don't think I have... Yeah, I don't have good berry slots. I should have checked for crafting before I did that, but it's not a big deal. Do I want to do my spells differently? I don't think so. It looks fine. Now we're expecting undead coming up. Maybe not until the next one, but still. This looks good. I don't need good berry. Being able to cast Protect versus Good and Evil on himself there is just going to be really valuable. It lets our support caster kind of like do other things too. Save in case it like for some reason is a bad idea to cast False Life on myself and then cast False Life on myself, and we have 25 hit points again. He owes himself one. I don't know what to think of that. characters say that when they heal themselves in general, or is that like a related to temporary hit points somehow, maybe? Interesting. I don't know why that's like that. I guess just to like show us how these buttons work in this. Okay, let's keep moving. Because now I'm not going to bother trying this because I think that's there to open it. Same with these ones. I hear some growling, I think, coming from this direction. Okay, so we're trying to get over there. We can see the goal, and now it looks like it's kind of... Oh, that's a torch. Our way forward is slightly impeded. So I'm going to just see if this is, like, can be opened. Yeah. Because there's no button I can see, and then this is going to let us in here, which might be useful. Erlin was killed in the last attack. The merchants managed to escape to Caer Falcarn, but Igrin caught up with the one. We recovered a few barrels and even a strongbox full of Manicalan orchids. Okay. Another one. We already got one.
Everybody freeze.
Okay, sending Rogue in alone. Gonna try to deal with the trap. Success. I'm gonna get really annoyed by the end of this if there aren't any thieves' tools anywhere. It's gonna be really hard for me not to like make big ratings swings based on whether or not there are thieves' tools in a particular dungeon. Because it's so silly. It's so silly to have there be stuff that's gated behind having thieves' tools and then not having there be a way to have that unless you literally are the class rogue. Like, they either need to make the low-life background give thieves' tools and not just the proficiency, or they need to, like, update this dungeon in particular. Okay, these are both acolytes, and these are bandits. This is weird positioning. I see no reason not to just do this. Okay, and then we want to be back here, probably.
Clumsy idiot.
Yeah, we're gonna shield that. Easy. Holy crap. I think I want to kill the acolyte before I want to kill the bandit captain. Don't think it's worth it to false life myself during the fight, but we will see.
Take that!
If I take enough damage, I might change my mind about that. I'm gonna try to kill the acolyte. Not worth it, the thing's dead anyways. And then run around over here. So I can try to strike this acolyte on its way. So much for that plan. Well, it had to dash, so at least there's that. I can eat one acolyte strike, I think, in order to just, like, get out of range here and use my firebolt.
Shake it off.
Was hoping it wouldn't hit, but, like, 4 damage isn't too bad. And, like, wizard's pretty tanky, you know? Ugh, I should have done it. So this is starting to look like a fight where I do actually want to be blessed. So it's a little disappointing that I didn't do that right at the start, but it's okay. I probably should have guessed as much. Like it looks like we're pretty close to the end of this dungeon. Oh, if dodging again.
Wait till the next one.
With Acolyte having the next turn, I probably actually should have used Strike there. Yeah, it's frustrating. It didn't do anything. It's alright. I guess we're gonna deal with the Bandit Captain. I can maybe move Rogue slowly over
Only
to deal
the
with the spy
last
here.
blow matters.
Make sure that Wits is positioned so that the Bandit Captain can't just close in without getting hit by an opportunity attack. I should probably be staying in range of fighter just in case. Because Claire's lay on hands could be like really helpful. So now that there's only like the one unit on him, no, I think I still need to be dodging. And then, well, I guess that's the best way to get close. So we're gonna do this.
Don't lose hope.
Bandit Captain does not want to go down. We might want to focus the spy first. I'm gonna do that.
Walk it off.
That's fine. It starts to feel almost a little bit like abusing the AI to just like leave someone dodging right here. But like, we can kind of do it because Fighter does have really good opportunity attacks. So the threat is real on Bandit Captain. Just like ignoring Fighter and going for someone else. I shouldn't have left Rogue there. It's not good. If I shove and get them prone, that means they don't get the opportunity attack against Rogue, right? I don't think that's worth it. I think Rogue maybe wants to just eat a single attack and then close it on Spy. Cool.
You have them now.
Like, as much as Rogue is better at ranged combat than melee, like, being able to stop a character from having advantage, or like give a character, forcing a character who's better in range to do melee as well is also pretty valuable. And like, the difference is small enough that I think that it's a good trade. Gosh. Okay, so we are gonna have to stop doing the dodge thing because the Bandit Captain's like grown wise and is like starting to move around and stuff. We still got one spell for shield if needed though.
More coming your way.
Dang. Hopefully this finishes off the spy. Yes! And then we can reposition to finish off the Bandit Captain. I know I'm going to use my lay on hands already, so I think that this like one attack is weak enough that just making sure that Fighter doesn't go down is worth it. I think I've learned that this shield is worth as much as the false life was gonna be. So tired of these robocalls, man. fight's pretty much over, so I don't think we need to like be thinking about using the strike there. Hey, a crit!
Die.
I guess if the crit adds the strike damage, it's kind of like having a paladin smite. Maybe I should have used it just for funsies with the crit there. Okay, this turns into a bit of a grind at this point, but I think we're just kind of looking pretty good.
You're still in the fight, my friend.
So the reason in this fight that I'm not having fighter just dodge every turn, unlike how I did before when I had like a single powerful melee unit, is that the bandit captain has demonstrated a willingness to just like reposition and attack the other ones. And I don't want them to do that. For some reason she's still attacking fighter while like these two are here. And I'm fairly certain that if fighter was dodging, then the captain would just start hitting rogue instead. And I don't want that. So we're going to try to make fighter be effective with the actions. I wish I'd action searched now. Other than dodging, and that means attacking. I failed death save. I think probably the best thing to do is just like use as many attacks to try to land one on Bandit Captain, because like anything is gonna kill her at this point. There we go. Now we can just like stabilize. I think I want to use one of Rogue's Cure Wounds spells. Because we generally are going to want Rogue to be DPSing, so we're just like, we're okay using even like 2 of these.
I'll remember.
And without the slots... Yeah, we just gotta be really careful about shadow armor. We might have to take another long rest before whatever fight is coming up. I think that scimitars are fine. There's no reason to prefer short swords at the moment. Sorry for picking up my lip there. I've got like... It's a rough situation at the moment. There was leather earlier. I forgot to check if there was one of my characters needs leather. So leather armor, chainmail is going to be 16, and this would be 13. So of course that's better. Yeah, my fighter can wear not chainmail, but leather armor. You know, like even if I'm cosplaying a wizard, like wizards want 2 armor class if they can get it, right? Why is that 2? The defense style only works if you're wearing armor. Oh my god. And then already got chainmail on this character. This one doesn't have the strength to use it. And this one is not proficient in it. Okay. Got a 16 armor class fighter wizard, a 15 armor class rogue cleric, a 19 armor class paladin cleric, and let's find something to drop here. I don't know why I have them all. A 16 armor class wizard of fighter. Yeah. Okay, back to searching. This was where I found that armor, right? Okay. More story notes is what we found by coming over here, I guess. Copperand's Stonefist soldiers are looking for us. They escort the caravans, yet they send some of their forces scouting around. This could be an opportunity to mount attacks. We don't seem to actually be that close to finishing this level, if that's 8 out of 11. Like, there's still like 3 more of those to find. I've already been through this area, so I think I can stop being cautious in order to just
I don't like it either.
be a little bit faster. And now let's just start trying cell doors, I guess. Maybe one of these is unlocked. I'll try this one first. There's no button nearby to make me think that... Yeah, okay. One of these has to be openable, because we've kind of exhausted our interactable items. So that means that this has to be openable. And if it's not, then I'm going to have words with the game developers. Or I'm just going to have to look harder. It's probably just something I'm missing. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause here, because I have to use the washroom. So I'm going to take a quick break. And then we'll be back for the last like half hour or so while I try to see if this is in fact a finishable dungeon if you do not have a rogue in your party. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So my first thought here, I'm gonna say before I try this, is that they've somehow set it up so that if you start combat with this ogre, the ogre gets its way over here, and that's how you progress, is it's going through whatever path the ogre has carved. I don't currently know of a way to do that in the Dungeon Maker, which this was supposedly made in, but that could well be it. So I need to like make sure I'm in range. This is taking a while. I am able to do combat with it from here, so that's a good sign.
Oops.
Okay, and someone's been spotted. I think that's also a good sign. Fi has 3 more health now and is going to unhide because we want the ogre to come running. And Wizard is just going to take the advantage. Firebolt. I am going to avoid killing the ogre if I can until the ogre makes some kind of attempt to get over here. But I don't mind putting some damage into the ogre first, just to make the fight easier once the ogre gets here.
I thought you could fight.
Okay, so the ogre's just gonna make ranged attacks at disadvantage, so I guess I'm just going to kill the ogre. Not sure what I'm supposed to be doing then. I'll go back and check out those plates and also like do a run around here and see if there's like some thing I missed or other. But I'm a little bit worried at this point. Here's the thing about these dungeons made in the Dungeon Maker, is that it feels
smart.
less guaranteed that there's always going to be a way to progress. Like, I feel like if I'm doing the main campaign, of course they playtested that enough that there's always going to be a way to progress. But I think I am going to encounter at least some... There's like... It doesn't even path me over here, hey? Also, just... Don't have a ranged thing I can do on this character, so I'm just going to, like, repeatedly dodge. Like, it's... I don't know. Probably TA wouldn't be missing a way to progress, but I'm always going to be worried in these dungeons that as soon as I can't see the next thing to do, like, it's gonna be so hard to stop myself from being like, well, the dungeon's broken.
Run while you can.
I do think it's kind of important to, like, make sure I'm resisting that, because it's, like, a little bit unfair, but... I don't know. I'm gonna stick to mostly cantrips at this point, because I don't want to, like, run out of arrows. Shoot, that was a character with a cantrip. And, like, it looks like the fight, I'm just gonna win.
Again, harder.
This is just a weird fight. Like, if this isn't part of how you progress, I don't know why this is here. It feels weird. Like, clearly what I'm supposed to do is just sit here and take pot shots with cantrips until it dies, because it doesn't have any way of defending itself. So why would I ever burn resources on it? So this is just kind of a hey, sit here and deal with this thing for a couple minutes kind of encounter. This is poor encounter design. You do this if you're like, I want my characters to have more experience than they otherwise would, but... So I'm gonna go up to these and see what touching them does. I feel like they're probably just gonna be like, you need fire. But you never know, maybe it's like a torch-shaped thing that was like programmed differently. Well, that's interesting. Oh, I haven't been here yet. I also didn't try opening that door. It's worth a shot, you never know. Okay. So, can I can't interact with the torch. Even though it, like, highlights. Can I, like, attack this from here or something? Like, if I get one of my cantrip characters, if I, like, try to firebolt, yeah, it's not gonna let me firebolt. Okay, and I've tried all of the doors. If I press this a second time, does something happen? Like, is this a puzzle where I need to, like, leave some characters on the other side or something? No, that seems to only control those ones. And... that's just a plate with some text on it. And the stuff over here didn't seem to contain anything that helps me progress. Just a locked chest, which I refuse to believe is the way you progress. Because then if you fail the roll, you can't do it. If you don't have a rogue, you can't do it. So, there's no way that's how it's set up. Like, I have a little bit of faith in tactical adventures, I just don't know what the thing I'm supposed to do is. I'll take the wand with me. I'll see if it's like a keyed up wand somehow. And it was already over here. I don't think it's magic chainmail. I've already read this. I read this one too, right? Yeah, they killed him in the last attack one. So, I think that runs us out of stuff to do over here. I can try shooting down the chandeliers, and I'll do that momentarily. But I think that means that we are forced to try these things again and see if me hearing some like stone thing again is anything. I don't remember what that was, but I think it was not really anything. So I'm standing on one stone. I'm gonna listen for the other one. See, we're still moving. And now we're not, so I must be standing on it. And nothing has changed. Don't like this. There wasn't anything I missed back there. I mean, while I'm over here, I'll take a look at this. But I am getting worried. Okay, who's got my sparkle character is gonna sparkle up some stuff. Just I don't know. Like there's things to interact with. I'm gonna interact with them until everything works. Vision is so weird. Like I didn't notice anything that's like clearly a puzzle or anything other than just like chandeliers, but I think I've already dealt with that. I thought I just saw a health bar over here. Oh, I most over the chandelier. Which cannot be lighted. Okay. Someone on Reddit was complaining about that, I think. Love it when people on Reddit get mad about the most mundane things. Like, sure, in D&D, if you said, can I use my thing that lights things to light the chandelier, the DM would be like, good thought, I hadn't thought of that, sure. But, like, are you really gonna be that mad that, like, the set pieces that are there to drop on enemies can't be lit up? Like... There are traces of friction on the wall. Did I miss a secret passage? And if so, what can I do about that? There are traces of friction on the wall. That has to be like a hint, right? If I'm this lost, like, I'm willing to grasp onto anything. There are traces of friction. I don't know what that means. Like, there's scratches? Like, it looks like something was scraped across them? There are traces of friction on the wall. I'm gonna latch onto that. It's, like, gotta be nothing. But... like, what else do I have right now? I can't interact with these things in any way. None of the doors open. I've interacted with the torches. And there's an ogre over here, so I'm expected to eventually be able to get over there. I can't, like, interact with the statues or something? There's not a button I missed that will turn on the secret wall. Something that I put in one of my things was like a button on like a specific place you had to stand, but like somewhere referenced that you had to stand there. So I'll try standing a bunch of... like, this is... if I'm this lost, that's not great. I've already done the, like, look around the whole thing and try to find things. I'm walking everywhere cautious in case I, like, missed a perception check. Which also, if missing a perception check means that you, like, can't progress, then that shouldn't have been a perception check. That goes for tabletop and it goes for CCRPGs. I think there's only one C for computer RPGs. Just any situation where you need a certain party comp to progress should not be part of, like, a long-form thing like this. At least not for what they're going for, right? Like, that's a failure of intent. If you need to have a high enough perception that you're never going to fail to find it, or you need to be lucky, then you're gating certain players who did nothing wrong from being able to progress. It's not good design. That isn't to say that I know that they did that. I want, you know. Golly gosh. I'm gonna get, like, ripped apart on Reddit by the people who know how to do this. Stand by, are you still there? Do you know what I'm supposed to be doing right now? I'm gonna stop being cautious. I'm wasting too much time. There's friction on the walls.
Crawling through dirt. Nothing new here.
There's traces of friction on the walls. There's also, like, accessibility stuff. Like, the game has this alt thing to make sure that everything that's interactable you can tell, and it's, like, easy to see, which is, like, maybe a gameplay thing, but also is an important accessibility thing, and I'm really glad they have it. And it means that I can know for sure whether or not I've missed something, because I can look at every single thing on the map and make sure from every angle that there's nothing I've missed, and that does seem to be the case. And if you put something interactable in the game somehow that isn't visible from that, that's an accessibility problem. And it's also just like weird gameplay that you're like, let's see if you realize that you can interact with things that we're telling you can't. So that's, it's not that. I don't know what it is, but it's not that. We're up to 8 out of 11 of these things. I don't think I need to find the other 3. I don't think that's what it is. I'm gonna shoot some chandeliers and see what happens. I don't know why that's what it would be, but if that is what it is... Aren't those supposed to fall down when you shoot them? Does it have to do with arrows? My friends, I am lost. None of these walls look like they even could be. Like, isn't it... This is supposed to move or something? But how do I move it? There's no way to interact with it. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm gonna give one. I'm just gonna like long rest and see what happens. Like maybe there's like a. I don't think there's a way to script encounters for like after you rest in the Dungeon Maker, but maybe they did that, and then that helps me move forward. And we'll just go back and see if anything's different, but I don't think anything's gonna be.
Thanks.
I'm gonna try the button thing one more time. I'm gonna take one more look. If I press this button, does that make any of them open a bowl while I'm here? Because if I can just get to the other side, I can hit a button and that'll change enough, and I can bring the wizard back over. Pretty close to 6. I think where I'm at with this is I think that I'm going to say I've hit a wall on this, and I'm not sure what the next step is. It looks to me like there might be a mistake where there's a key or something in this chest that's locked, and because I don't have thieves' tools, I can't get it, and I was supposed to just kind of like save scum and wait until I got it. And either I missed the thieves' tools, in which case they were way too missable in the first level, or there weren't thieves' tools that you could get, and then this is only completable with a rogue. It's either, I think, that, or it'll be something that someone in the forum somewhere will be able to help me with. So, while I figure that out, I'll call the stream there. And tomorrow I will update you all as to whether I have discovered that it is unsolvable, whether I have figured out what the solution is, whether we will simply be moving on to the next set of dungeons. Like, I might just come back here with, like, level 2 characters, including a rogue, right? Like, I think I've kind of proven my point with the... There's no way to, like, access this thing. Hey, is there? Okay, last ditch effort. I'm going to try... interacting. Yeah, my character's coming. Yeah, I can't attack the button. There's no button here to attack even if I tried. There's no way that there's... I'm supposed to do mobility spells because I'm only level 2. Yep, I'm done. I can't think of anything. Sorry to end on that note, but yeah, I mean, I think I wanna like start this project on the precedent of if I find a problem and you need to do a specific thing that the party's not built for to progress, I'm still gonna try it just to get the complete dungeon experience so I can report on everything. So tomorrow, worst case, we're just building a new party that includes a rogue and trying to run through this as fast as we can. To see if I was right that that's how you progress, is to access this chest somehow. Wait a minute. There's a hole! There's a hole! I found it. I found it.
Sometimes there's simply no choice.
There's a hole! I'm just not observant. I'm sorry, y'all. What does that get us? This button has to open this one too, right? Okay, a couple more minutes. Now that I need to at least know where this goes, and then we'll like take a look over here where there's the other. Yeah, we figured it out. We've figured it out. Did you hear that? Some doors just open. Let's look for them. Yeah. And then this is going to be openable. Okay, and I think yeah. So this is a thematic enough place to end it, because it is still 6 o'clock. It's still time for me to end the stream. If I was like maybe closer to finishing this one, I would push through. Like, I'm willing to do a little bit of that, but for now, I think that that is all that I will do. I'm going to quick save, and we will see how the rest of this dungeon goes tomorrow at 3 p.m., and I hope to see you there.